Well, we can see we've got a few issues here. This is encroaching on being underneath the rev block. So that's an issue that needs to be resolved. I forgot the -1 on the isometric view, so I got to double click on that and add the -1. Where is the -1 coming from? Again, this is the part number. I put by putting in the -1, I don't have to call off this entire number. Do you recall setting datums in the sketch? Which lines were our datums? And which one was which? Do you recall? Well, we're going to establish that here on the drawing to match whatever we did in the sketch. So you could always go to your sketch and double check which one you made, datum A and datum B. So the first one you want to do is your A and then your B, because it will come in automatically as A and B as you go through this. I'm going to click on this datum feature, and I'm going to click on this line because that was datum A. And you can go ahead and put your datum A right on the line like that. Here's datum B. I guess we got to hit enter to accept that. Click on the datum feature again in the features on the bottom, and then grab this line here, and that is your datum B. Be careful not to be on the curve. You got to make sure to keep it on the line. Click anywhere to accept that location. There's your datum A and B. Ideally, the length of this line and the length of this line want to be the same, so I'm going to double click on that. I'm going to try and move it in a little bit so they look close to being the same. They don't have to be exact, but it shouldn't be crazy different. All right, so my question to you is, where is datum C? Datum C is this front face of this part. Okay, so when we're establishing our datums on the part, we'll pop back to the ISO view here. Datum C is the face we sketched on. That's datum C. Datum A was that bottom line. It's not really the line though, it's that entire face. This whole face is datum A. This whole face over here is datum B. And then this face over here is datum C. Datum A typically starts from the bottom and goes up. Like you measure your height. You measure from the floor up. You don't measure from the ceiling down, right? And then if you establish this as the datum, then when the guys in the shop measure, they measure everything from left to right. Just like how we see on a scale, everything goes from left to right. So we want to maintain the same thing where we measure left to right. You don't want to measure right to left. So this is my datum typically. Datum A is the bottom, datum B is the left, and datum C is the front sketch that we worked on, that front face. So where is that over here? You're going to show me that you know where those are. And here's how you're going to show that to me. You're going to establish your datums. This is datum C right here on the front. Okay, I'm going to come over here. So there's your datum C. Now, I'm going to establish datum A is this one here. Slide that out. Notice it went to D. I'm going to go ahead and click a position, and then you may not have been noticing this, but you have a date. Oh, shoot, it just took it. I'm going to double click on that. Up here in the top, it's allowing me to type in the name. I want you to put an A. All right. It's just being because it's wondering why am I putting two datums. In a production drawing, I wouldn't do that, but we're going to do that because I want to know that you know where your datums are. Do you know what datums are in this view? Could you label them? Could you pause the video and actually put the datums on the right view? I'm going to click here, click this line, click a position. By the way, did you notice you don't have to be on the part? You can pull it off the part like this. Okay. Whoops. If I wanted to, I could move this over here, but there's no need. Don't put it in the hole though. Okay, you want to pull it over here on the side where it's definitely this edge. You're not trying to tell them, yeah, look inside the hole for the datum. It's the edge of the part or the face of the part is my datum. And what datum letter is that? A, B, or C? I hope you said C, because this is the front face of the part. Okay? Notice that this line lines up with this line. Remember when I was dragging the views back and forth? That's why A and A are lined up. So if A and A are lined up, B must be B's here and B is lined up. We can't see datum A because datum A is on the bottom of the part. And this front face is datum C. So here's your datum on this face here. Now this would be a good spot to put it right down the middle. Again, I'm trying to get these approximately the same length so it looks aesthetically pleasing as well. Now you've proven to me that you know where the datums are on each view. Now technically though, you're not supposed to have the datum on each view. You're only supposed to have them on views where you're pulling dimensions. Datum A and datum B, these dimensions are coming from datum A and B. These two dimensions are coming from the datum B. This dimension and this dimension are going from the bottom up, meaning they come from datum A. What are datums for? Datums established to the shop where you're going to create all measurements from to build your part. So notice that this dimension here comes from datum C. You're telling the shop to start here at the front and go this direction. So that being said, which datum A is the critical datum? This one over here or this one over here? I hope you said the one on the left because this is the one that has dimensions coming from it. This has no dimensions. This is just a reference. Which datum B is the important date? Whoops, we didn't change that. That's got to be changed to B. And which datum B is the critical one? The one on the top or the one down here? Hopefully you said the one down here because the dimensions 2 and 4 need to be measured from the datum B. There are no dimensions even on this view. Some people might tell you don't need this view. I need you to create it because I need you to practice creating views and knowing how to make the views. So which datum C is important? This one or this one? The bottom datum C is the important one because it has the 2-inch dimension coming from the datum C. This one has no datums. So I'm going to double click on the top view to make it active. And I am going to put a flag note here. And this is how I do it. I'm going to click a position. And I'm going to type in 100 and hit OK. I'm going to go to right click, display object properties. And a flag note is a frame around the text. So I'm looking for something that would let me do a frame. Oh, why don't I see that now? Oh, let me see here. Properties. Wow, where is it? I'm looking for frame. There it is. Under text, we have frame. I'm going to use the down arrow, and I'm looking for a flag note. This one is the right flag note, so I'm going to click on that and hit apply. I'll move this, I'll say OK. And I'll move this out over here. don't need that then. All right, I'm going to do the same thing to this one. I insert text, click a position and type in 100. Move this over here. Right click on it and go to properties. It found it under the tab called text. We change the frame. Again, we'll use the right flag, apply, okay. And I'm going to double click this view over here to make sure I'm in. I didn't do it. So let me go to right click, double click on this. So I double clicked on the right. What's going on here? Okay, got it. Double clicked on the right frame. Which one's not important, the A or the C? Type in 100. Right click properties. Apply, select OK. So notice that flag note is like literally pointing to that. All right. We're putting a flag note, and we're having to put a flag note by the ones that are relevant, because I want you to identify to me the ones that are not necessary to be on the screen. You're just identifying that you understand that those are my datums. So you're going to add a flag note into the general notes area, and this is how you do that. You go to sheet, right click, edit the background so I can get into the background where I'm working in the title block. Text, click a position, 100. Properties, add the frame, and then you're going to add a note. The all in caps, the datum feature is an unnecessary oh god, it's getting late here. Unnecessary call out. Shift enter. This is placed to identify to instructor proper shift enter proper datums in each view. Okay, I'll move that up here. I'm going to cheat here. And so that does not look right. It's 1:47 in the morning and I've lost my brains here. Why it's still saying everything's not spelled wrong. Ay, ay, ay. I know that's not spelled right. Okay, so now you've got your notes in there, and we are pretty much wrapped up this drawing here. We've learned how to insert the views, modify the views, insert the dimensions. Oh shoot, there's one more thing I didn't identify. I want to go back to the drawing border. So to go back and work on the, sorry, not the drawing border, the drawing sheets, the orthographic views, we want to edit sheet to get it back to the sheet background here. And then I want to double click the isometric view, turn on my view frames, and I got to move this up and over here so I'm not violating that line. Okay, and I'm going to move this text down a little bit more here. Ideally it'd be lined up like this and lined up with the one underneath. Okay, so you try as best you can to do so. And I want to go to annotation, and do a leader with text. This part number, click a position, click on the line, drag that out, click a position, and type in the part number. 185 ET, your digits, -1. That is the part number. Now I can move it over here like so. Hit escape. And that's how you create a leader text. Turn your view frames off. Go back to view and turn the frame back off. Right click on sheet 1, hit edit sheet to get the blue axis on the bottom left corner. Fit all in and save that model so you don't lose it. Alright, we're pretty much close to getting the drawing all wrapped up.